Did any of you here ever experience a significant loss in your childhood? Yeah. Or know somebody who did, if you didn't. As social service providers, you all come in contact with an array of situations and experiences of people dealing with loss in one form or another. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, 4% of single-family households are single-family households because somebody in the family has died. And via the Harvard Children's Bereavement Study, out of 125 children, 74% of them lost their dads, 26% of them lost their moms. These kids need help, they need support, and a lot of times they don't receive the support that's necessary for them to grieve a healthy grieving process. So today I'm going to tell you about a camp. It's a bereavement camp that has been created to help children who are going through loss and having difficulty in the grieving process. The first thing that I'll do is give you a brief overview of how children grieve. I'll give you the goals of the camp called Camp Erin, and then after the short video, I'll let you know how you can refer a child if in fact you have someone who needs some help. Okay? Children grieve in many different ways. It's an ongoing process. Many children grieve and re-grieve through the different developmental stages in their childhood, as well as significant events. How they grieve varies on their personality, their age, their sex, their family dynamic, their cultural or religious background, but they all need physical activity, coping skills, community building skills to help them have a healthy grieving process. The goal of Camp Erin is to help normalize the grieving process for these kids, to allow them a safe environment and a safe method or methods that they can use to grieve while with other children who are going through a similar process. This is about Camp Erin.
Well, sometimes I have flashbacks about when my dad died and when Elsa's actually had her grandpa die when she was about my age. So that kind of helped me because she actually kind of knew how I felt too. It helps a lot of kids for their feelings and they have a lot of people to talk to. People at school say they know what it feels like, but they don't because they didn't have a loss.
I guess everybody knows that people die, but just the relationships that you build around people that understand the chaos of grief, those kind of relationships stick with you.
It was just nice to know that there's tons of people that I could go to, and there's a place that I could go to if I need to for help, and there were other people there that I could just, talk to.
After Camp Erin, I let a lot of my emotions out, and I think it really changed me. I learned that I can have fun again.
I think there should be more Camp Erins in the world because it can help a lot of kids feel better. They should have at least one Camp Erin in each state. I think all kids should know that if they feel like they're the only one and that, it's just really hard for them, well, they have others that are dealing with the same thing and that there are other people who will care for them and understand what they're going through. And it's not just them alone.
I have seen children who, just by coming to this 2.5-day camp, be transformed in knowing that they can go on with life and enjoy life again.
Taylor didn't want to talk about his dad. He still has a hard time talking about his dad. So when I mentioned Camp Erin, he said, no, I don't want to go. I don't want to talk about my dad. It's over. We need to move on. And so I asked him to go for me this year. And I said, I won't ask you to do anything else, but would you just go to Camp Erin for me? He finally said, okay, I'll go. And so we walk in, and it's this calm, loving, and you just feel the warmth in people's smiles in their eyes, and it just feels good. When I came back, Taylor ran up and he just embraced me and said thank you, that he had had a great time, and that he didn't even have to say anything because he could feel that people understood. And so he said thank you.
And if you have a child, a family with a child that needs to be referred, I have brochures here that I'll leave with you. The camp is free. And it's up in Donley, Idaho. There are 23 Camp Barons all over the country right now. There is one here in Idaho. The referral process is pretty simple. An interview process. We just want to make sure that they're appropriate to be there. Okay? So,
Thank you.